Hello everybody, I'm Joey from Joser Studios, and today is my first video of 2022. I was cleaning my room today when I found these. These are notes that I had written about theories that I had for No Way Home, for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I decided that I should go back and look at these and read them to you guys and see which ones were correct or not and laugh at the ones that weren't correct. So, let's get into it. Oh, and if you haven't seen No Way Home yet, then you should because there will be spoilers in this video. So, let's get started. Theory number 1. Tobey's Peter tells Tom, "With great power comes great responsibility." Yeah, that did not happen. I mean, we did get to hear that quote in the MCU finally, but it did not come from Tobey's Peter. It came from Aunt May, before she died. Theory number 2. Tom's Peter moves to an alternative universe, Venom, to retire. I have no idea what that British accent was about, but that is not something that even came close to happening. I don't know why that was a thing that Actually, I do know. I believe that I wrote down most of these after watching like a new Rockstars video about one of the No Way Home trailers, and I decided to just like jot down a couple of my ideas about the movie, and most of them were just stolen from new Rockstars videos. So, Theory 3. Doctor Strange is under Wanda's influence to open the multiverse to find alternate versions of her kids. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a plane going by right now. And, I guess we don't know that didn't happen. Like, that could have been a thing. Like, this was another idea stolen from New Rockstars. And, the idea was that, in a similar vein to, like, what happened in Into the Spider-Verse, Wanda is, like, Scarlet Witch is, like, trying to hunt down, alternate universe versions of her kids so she can like have a normal life, and she's like manipulating Doctor Strange into like creating a hole in the universe for that, and like that might have actually been the case, like who knows, but like we don't know, like that might be a thing in Doctor Strange too, but like as far as we know, like as much as we know so far, that was definitely not a thing. So Peter wears an inside-out version of the Stark Maze suit on a mission to catch Electro at a power grid. Well, we've got our first correct one. I mean, mostly correct, like it wasn't a power grid, it was just like electrical poles, but it was close enough. Like, that's basically almost exactly how that ends up playing out. Like, aside from the power grid thing, like, that, again, that was electrical lines, not... But whatever, who the hell cares? It's the thought that counts. And this is the first time that I had a decent thought in one of these theories. Strange catches Lizard while Peter fought Doc Ock. Yeah, that happened. There's another plane going by. I'm not gonna re-record these. I've spent way too many... spent way too many takes on this damn video of me, like, actually, like, fumbling over my words that I'm not going to re-record over a stupid plane. Yeah. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Like, I might just be shouting at a cloud right now to you guys. Green Goblin, after escaping from the bridge fight, pretends to be homeless to sneak into Feast, where Tom manages to track him. I mean, kinda, that is similar to how that ends up playing out. I mean, like, this makes it feel like, this theory makes it sound like his intentions were more malicious than they were, because, like, he was in his Norman Osborn form when he arrived at Feast and, like, wasn't actively trying to, like, hurt Peter or evade capture or anything. He was just sort of, like, I feel like he actually might have actually, like, been trying to find Peter. Like, that whole bit was kind of confusing, but, I feel like I got the essence of it down. Like, the whole tracking him down wasn't exactly how that played out. Like, Aunt May just sort of, like, told him, like, hey, Peter, Green Goblin's at Feast right now. You should come by and retrieve him. So, but whatever. I feel like I got the essence of that theory correct. Alright, we are now moving on to the second page of theories. I wrote these on, like, grocery list stationery. So, Doc Ock's arms absorb the nanotech from Tom's iron spider suit. And yeah, that happened. You know, like, I remember when, like, the trailers were coming out, like, that one shot of Doc Ock's arms being, like, red was, like, going all over the place. A bunch of people were like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. They're just, like, it's just, like, a weird armor change, like what's happened with Electro. And the movie came out, and those people shut up. Green Goblin gets an armor upgrade, either by stealing Stark Tech himself, or has it provided by someone like Justin Hammer. I mean, like, I sort of gave, like, two options with this one, and the first option was correct. He stole the Stark Tech himself. But on the other hand, how cool would it have been if he had, like, actually been, like, given all that materials from Justin Hammer? Like, that would have been, like, probably a really good lead-in into Armor Wars, and, like, I just feel like that might have actually been, like, a real missed opportunity here. Honestly, but, like, that didn't happen in the movie, and, like, I didn't really care that it didn't happen in the movie, so it wasn't really that much of a missed opportunity, so. Strange sends Tom, Ned, and MJ to catch the villains. Yes. Aunt May is killed by a goblin grenade. Again, yes. Like, I'm honestly surprised that this one is on here, because for a little while, because I was kind of a little bit, like, afraid that May might die, and so, like, because, like, a lot of the trailers, like, showed, like, Tom, like, going after a grenade and, like, a similar setting to, like, where Aunt May was running, and I sort of, like, had this theory for a little while that, like, Happy Hogan was, like, the one who was gonna be killed. Like, I feel like that was another idea stolen from New Rockstars, because, like, most of these were either directly implied by the trailer or stolen from New Rockstars. Like, there are no original thoughts on these grocery lists. Strange and Tom fight over the pocket prison keeping the villains, which ends up releasing them. Okay, and in case you have no idea what that's even referring to, this was yet another idea I stole from New Rockstars, where, like, they thought that, like, the box thing that, like, Peter and Tom were fighting over that ended up being, like, the concealed spell was gonna be, like, a pocket prison, which was, like, holding miniaturized versions of which is holding, like, shrunken versions of the villains, and, my theory was that, like, they showed, like, Doctor Strange and Tom fighting over it in the trailer, and that I thought that fight was gonna end up, like, releasing all the villains, and they would, like, go on a rampage and leading to the final battle. And I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now. I'm making vague hand gestures. I feel like I'm doing a weird cross between a mime and the Macarena right now. And for our last actual theory on this list, Goblin recruits the rest of the villains to form the Sinister Six and upgrades Electro's armor with an arc reactor. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Although, there wasn't really a Sinister Six, like, there weren't 6 villains, it was only a Sinister 5, and even then, like, Doc Ock wasn't involved wasn't really on Goblin's side. He, like, got cured before the final battle, so, it was more like a Sinister 4, which sounds stupid, but, honestly, I'm honestly very disappointed that they didn't have a Sinister Six. Like, they didn't, like, just throw in one more villain into the mix to, like, make it the Sinister Six, or at least, hear me out, have J. Jonah Jameson refer to Spider-Man and the villains as the Sinister Six, since, like, there were 5 villains plus Spider-Man, and, like, J. Jonah could have been, like, reporting on, like, the incident at the apartment and gone, like, Spider-Man and 5 villains have attacked this apartment and killed Aunt May. Bruh. They must be the Sinister Six. And that's what J. Jonah Jameson now sounds like, apparently. I'm very sorry, J.K. Simmons, if you ever see this. And I did say that was the last actual theory, but on the back of the second list of notes, I have written several ideas for 6 Sinister Six villains. Like, I saw that there were 5 villains in the trailer, and so I was like, there can't just be 5, like there has to be 6. Like, this is a Spider-Man movie, you can't just have 5 villains. And I wrote down a list of who the 6th villain might be. And so let's check these out. The first one is Tom Hardy's Venom, which, I mean, he did end up showing up in the movie in like the post-credit scene, but he didn't really altercate with Spider-Man at all, really. He wasn't even in the movie except for the post-credit scene. And we've also got Vulture, Scorpion, and Mysterio, which are all like spawned from the idea that like since they got villains from Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man movies, like they could include one of Tom's past villains to like round out the Sinister Six. And honestly, I feel like that idea could have worked, but they didn't end up going with it, so it's incorrect. So, and also we've got the Raimi Venom, which no, pass Joey, no, that is not okay. The Raimi Venom sucked. He should never show up again. Like, no disrespect to Topher Grace, but Venom in Spider-Man 3 sucked. And I am very glad that they did not have him return. And the same goes with the next one, Rhino, which I'm glad I put a question mark next to, because that's what I always do whenever I doubt one of these ideas. And no disrespect to Paul Giamatti, but the Rhino was crap in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was barely even in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, he had, like, one fight at car chase at the beginning of the movie where he wasn't even in the Rhino suit, and, like, once he actually, like, became the Rhino, like, he was only on screen for, like, a minute before, like, the rest of his fight got cut off. I feel like this has turned into a rant about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 now, so, yeah, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of that movie. But, I'm very glad that Rhino did not return. It's not like anyone said he would, but I'm very glad that this thing that I thought might happen did not end up happening. And, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video, because this is, this is an entertainment channel. If you didn't find it entertaining, then I suck at what I'm trying to do. So, I hoped this video fulfilled its purpose. Thank you. See you next time. My dog's running around.